Welcome. I've invited an up-and-coming band into my classroom for me to be able to dissect their lyrics. The song is King of Capulet and the band is Ex-Lovers, and we're actually going to be having the songwriter himself come into the classroom today to do a quick guest lecture on what the lyrics mean for him. We're going to be dissecting the lyrics to the song, figuring out what it means and what we can learn from what's being said. So let's get to it. Hi, I'm Clifford Stumby, the pop song professor, and welcome to my channel where we make English class awesome by talking about song lyrics. And today we are talking about King of Capulet by Ex-Lovers. Thank you, Ex-Lovers, for sponsoring this video. It is a pleasure to be able to jump into the deeper meaning and the construction of this song. For you, my viewers, I think that this video will be particularly interesting because we're going to be looking at the songwriting process from the perspective of somebody who is still kind of getting started in the songwriting industry. And also, if you go check out the link in the description to the music video, this song is what the kids call a bop, which basically just means that it sounds nice and you should go listen to it. This song is definitely written for a pop genre audience. Generally, what that means is that if you're going to do a good job at that, not only do you have to be extremely catchy, and there's a lot of skill that goes into writing the music, which I believe that this song has accomplished, but you also have to be able to write lyrics that give the audience something before they go, whether it's an experience, a message, a meaning. You have to be able to deliver that in just a couple of minutes and in a way that complements the music nicely. And this song in particular, if you haven't already noticed, has a connection to Shakespeare. Let's go ahead and roll the video from our guest speaker, London.
So with King of Capulet, I met somebody at a party and she just had like a stunningly unique and godly almost aura about her, right? And I got home and I was like, damn, I need to write about this girl. We barely even talked. I haven't seen her since. She just had something special. And Jake and I learned a lot about Shakespeare growing up, especially middle school, and I was just thinking, man, like who would the king of the Capulet family be? And I just thought that would be the character, somebody so magnificent and charming and royal and wealthy. But also there's something very tragic about being at the top of something like that, right? So yeah, that's kind of what the song's about.
Yeah, so basically this song is an ode to an anonymous woman who seems like she could be a big deal. And that's something that has been done in poetry and music time out of mind. There's this long classical tradition of particularly male authors or poets idealizing the women and putting them on some sort of a pedestal, looking up to them in some way, and attributing these almost godlike, characteristics to them. Shakespeare himself did this plenty, and London is following nicely in the footsteps of the bard. Interestingly too, like London said, part of the inspiration for the song is Shakespeare, and that's actually something that can be a very interesting exercise for songwriters or for anybody who's writing lyrics or putting another story together, to put your own experiences in the context of another work. Sometimes this is called an allusion, but a really fun version of doing this is when you put something modern into the context of something old, like a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court, or talking about modern philosophies in T.H. White's The Once and Future King. Just as Ex-Lovers refers to Capulet here, it would probably be worth your time as a songwriter, if you are one, to just give that exercise a little bit of a chance. Now, while the lyrics of this song tell a pretty simple story, the question here is not what story they're telling, it's how they're telling it. So pay attention to this in particular. We've got, isn't it lovely that I'm in this place with you? Isn't it something that this feels like something new? Notice we've got these distinct rhymes here. We've got the lovely something, so there's a little bit of an imperfect rhyme, but it's multi-syllable, which is interesting. And then you've got new rhyming with you. There's a couple of other little sound correlation pieces. There's another something right there. But you also have this large emphasis on repetition. So this line and this line are basically alternate versions of each other. So isn't it lovely, isn't it something? It changes at the end, but the first half of the line signals the fact that these two lines do in fact belong together. And we've got the that's at the beginning of these other lines, which also signify further belonging within the stanza. So it's a very simple stanza, but it gets its point across very efficiently. It's the stanza belongs, it gives this one specific message, and it's that, hey, we're here together, and maybe this is the beginning of something. Then we jump into the pre-chorus. Do you know that you got something like the king of all the Capulets? Holiday just to get away from all the fuckers that follow where you step. And again, this is him starting to develop this person's, perception as royalty. But the most interesting part here is one of the little artistic flourishes that most people don't notice, but that if you're going to be a songwriter yourself, it's really important to be able to do this kind of stuff. We have Capulets and then where you step. So you have the U rhyme, the E rhyme, you have U rhyme, and you have E rhyme. And so it's this distinct, like double syllable rhyme that I think is actually quite clever. And I think that overall, one of the biggest lessons we learn from what we're seeing here with the song is that there's power in conciseness and economy of words. None of these stanzas are super long or super huge. It doesn't spend a lot of time saying these things. It just gets the message across in a very small and pointed way. And I think there's a bit of elegance to that kind of simplicity. Now, again, with the chorus, we need to take a look at some of the simple repetition here. Where do you come from? What do you do? Think I've been searching for someone like you. Where do you come from? What do you do? Because I've been waiting for something like you. This is exactly how you build a chorus. Simple repetition, clear words, not too much, frilly imagery or anything like that to distract people from the catchiness of the words. It's all very abstract. It's asking a question, but there's no specific or concrete ideas in here, which is exactly what you want to see. Notice too, if we're going to dive into the meaning of the song a little bit deeper, the lines stay the same except for this subtle change down here. I think I've been searching for someone like you because I've been waiting for something like you. There's this element of uncertainty with think, and then cause I've been waiting. So it's like this premise that they stand by, and this is like the actual focus. But there's that change from someone to something, suggesting that perhaps part of the artist's actual intention here is one of a sexual nature or some sort of like self-gratification. The slight tone of objectification there hints that this relationship is probably intended to be more on the physical side. Overall, this song draws inspiration from Shakespeare and delivers a simple pop message with great vibe musically and some really cool little lyrical flourishes throughout, giving the meaning of the song without giving too much away. You guys should definitely go check out the music video down below. It's just as stripped back, simple. It's just the right amount without too much, just like the song itself. The link is in the description, and if you want to check out these artists anywhere else, there are links down there for their socials as well. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out these videos here, and I'll talk to you guys next time.